Iba't ibang kultura at lengguwahe, nagkakaisa at nananatiling solido. Ito ang INC Radio.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who is tuned into INC Radio, San Francisco, California. My name is Sophia, and I'm joined by
Sister Danielle.
Yay, thank you, Danielle, for being here and participating in this broadcast. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm actually really, really excited because today's broadcast, it's a special topic that we're discussing because this is our special 56th anniversary of CEBSI broadcast.
Wow.
So today our topic is going to be sharing your story, and there's going to be a lot of great things that I think we're going to be able to cover. And so if you are watching in the live chat, please go ahead and also share what is your favorite program of the Church of Christ. And Danielle, this is our second week doing something very special, right?
Yes.
I'm very excited for this part as well. We're going to be giving 2 prizes away. We have creative Christian planners that we're ready to give out to 2 of our best live chat comments that we'll go ahead and be picking from the chat later on. So really excited. Go ahead and share with us in the live chat, what is your favorite program of the Church of Christ, maybe on radio, online, or on INC TV. And we'll be announcing 2 winners of these creative Christian planners on the end of our broadcast today. So it's a lot. I'm excited, and
I'm very excited too. I'm glad that we're able to do this. I think this is really this is going to be a very helpful. I think we need this year. So
yeah, I think so too. Even though, I can't believe March is about to start,
March
right,
is
Danielle?
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're at our last.
That's crazy.
That really is. February felt like one of the quickest months that we could really get through, and the fact that it's already going to be March, there's just so much to keep track of. What better way than to record it all in your creative Christian planner for 2025?
It's still early in the year. Get everything in check. Write down all the things that you need to get done this year. It's never too late.
I agree.
I think this is going to be a very helpful tool this year.
Yeah, I think so too, Danielle. And, these creative Christian planners are actually able to be found and downloaded too on incmedia.org. So even if you do not win one today, you can go ahead and check out one of the media branches of the Church of Christ as well, and have your own planner also that you can download and customize. So
maybe they can even bind it just like what we were talking about last week, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so right. Sister Denise on air. If you haven't seen our last broadcast, go back and watch that one all about journaling. She mentioned that she has experience creating her own books, her own binding. super cool and something you can do with your creative Christian planner
And if you
too.
do it, I would really like to see it too. So
Mhm. Yeah, send
maybe
us
we
your own
can,
pics
yeah,
too.
send it to us.
We can show it one of these Fridays as well. And maybe Danielle, there are those who are wondering, okay, I hear the word CEBSI, but what is it that CEBSI actually means?
Mhm.
So we'll actually be explaining that because, as we mentioned in the start of our broadcast, we're having the 56th anniversary of CEBSI, which again is the Christian Era Broadcasting Services International, which is the media arm of the Church of Christ. And that includes INC Radio, what we're part
Mhm.
of today.
Very exciting. I can't believe it's been that long already.
Yeah, totally. And it's really amazing too because there are just so many programs of the
Hmm.
Church of Christ, so much great content that we're all able to keep up with. And, another couple of great dates to keep in mind on February 14th was actually the 11-year anniversary of the INC Radio YouTube channel. So, where we're broadcasting on today. And, it's not just a YouTube anymore. Now it's also a Facebook page that we have, I believe, for
Hmm.
INC Radio. And there's also over 10 years ago is when the first INC radio satellite launched. That'll be what we celebrate in May 2025. And then in October will be 11 years of INC Radio International. So, again, so many great programs that we can really tune into. But, Danielle, what is your favorite program or thing that you enjoy tuning into?
So I really enjoy Heart and Soul. I've been following that podcast maybe since high school.
Mm.
So I feel like I get a lot of inspiration from listening to the stories uh, on that podcast. And it's also just very relatable. And I think it's one of the ones I just have always connected with. And I know I think for a moment they did not have any more episodes coming out, and I remember being a little sad, and then they brought it up again, and I was like, oh yes, finally. And then I was very excited to start listening again, and just kind of being able to maybe some like there were things on there that maybe I was struggling with, like with relationships with friends and family and stuff like that, and they talk about it in those podcasts, and it was always very helpful to me to hear those perspectives, and also to just be reminded of what is expected of us as members of the Church of Christ with our
Yeah.
relationships.
I definitely feel that too. And I love Heart and Soul podcasts
Hmm.
also because of, the reasons you mentioned that things are very relatable when you listen and it can get really personal too, right? The
Yes,
experiences that they share on that podcast, but it's inspiring.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
It always reminds you, of our faith. And also, it's great because Heart and Soul, it's very digestible, is what I would
Yes,
say.
I agree. That is
Yeah.
that I think that's very important, because sometimes there are things that are just maybe too much to understand at any given moment. And what's great about Heart and Soul, like you said, is it's digestible, it's easy to understand, and uh, just easy to relate to. Like you can listen to it on your way home from work, and even though you're tired, you're like, I get it, I
Mhm.
understand.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes too, because they also post on Instagram as one of their
Yes,
social media platforms as well. It's really nice to be able to kind of tune in and see those short clips because then that really engages you too. You wonder,
I
like,
agree. Yes.
yeah, what is this podcast going
Besides
to
Heart
be
and
about?
Soul, do you have any other favorites?
Yeah, totally. This is a kind of older one that was on INC Media, Stories of Faith is a
Yes.
great one too because of that like personal level, and it really shows the individual experiences of some of the brethren. Actually, I believe there was just a feature that they posted about the fires in Maui in
Yes, I think I saw
Lahaina.
that too. Yes.
Totally. And, being able to see the trial, but then also the endurance and how much the brethren went through, and the fact that, the church helped so much and that INC Media was able to make a feature on this was like, wow. Like, it's just amazing that even though it's, miles away, you could see and understand the experience of others too.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, totally. And I believe this is part of on the YouTube page, maybe for INCTV, the executive news features
Yes, yes.
are always really amazing too. Yeah, being able to see the features of the pastoral visitations of
Hmm.
Brother Eduardo Vimanalo and, hearing the just seeing how those go,
Hmm.
even though it's all the way in another continent in Asia, a lot of the times, like seeing that update and knowing, like, oh, this is how the brethren are doing on the other side, it's like that always inspires me. And of course, it really shows the care too of the church administration, which is inspiring too. So again, if you're a fan of Heart and Soul, Stories of Faith, Executive News, go
Mhm.
ahead and let us know in the chat what your favorite programs of the Church of Christ are. And the best comment of the day will be winning again, two creative Christian planners, one for each winner.
Mhm.
So, and it's also amazing, Danielle, how the fact that there's so much content now, we're able to share our faith with others really
Mhm.
easily, right? Do you have any experiences or, maybe stories that you've even heard of using INC media to share our faith?
Yes. So for me, actually, I've used it to also share my faith. What I really enjoy is that there are, you can easily find kind of specifically maybe what it is that a friend might be interested in, right? For example, with one of my coworkers, she is Catholic. She believes in the Trinity, but she was always talking about kind of like how things doesn't always align, and we got to talking about it. And instead of I mean, I did talk to her about it, but I also shared the link with her, and it was also easy because you could find specifically what it is that you want to talk about, right? And I think that's one of the greatest aspects about being able to have our faith so easily accessible with social media, is because you can easily get what it is that you want to talk about, just with like a quick search, right?
Mhm.
And I think it makes it it helps with the conversations that you're having with other people, and it also for yourself, right? If you have something that, oh, what is it that we we learned that other week, what is this, like, you can find it most
Mhm.
likely there very easily there on INC Media.
Yeah, definitely. That gets me reminded of the episodes of That's in the Bible.
I love that's in the
I
Bible.
love it too because, I mean, that's what it is. It's in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it really is like a clear and understandable way
Mm-hmm.
to understand our doctrines in the Church of Christ, right? So shows like that are just such a great, just as such an easy thing to go ahead and share. And even as one of the hosts on INC Radio, and when I was able to participate on INC Media Live the other week, that was a really easy way for me to share my faith too, because I mentioned to my friends, "Hey, I'll actually be on air today if you want to be able to see."
I did actually share the INC radio link with one of my
Mhm.
coworkers because I mentioned how, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on my church's radio later tonight, and she's like, oh, that sounds fun. Like, can I watch? Can I listen in? And I was like, oh yes, and I sent the link, and
Awesome.
so yeah, it's just so easy now, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's like such a blessing to
Mhm.
be able to just easily send it to the people that you know,
Yeah.
especially like if they're not someone you see every day, right?
Mhm.
Like I mentioned, I think a few broadcasts ago that I have friends from Florida, from Texas, so it's nice that I can share so easily with them as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. And hearing too that you mentioned your friends in other places, I love that too about especially INC Radio. A lot of the times we have comments from places that, maybe we've never been to, but we have
Hmm.
comments from Philippines, Europe, Canada. The fact that
Hmm.
it's so global is always something really inspiring to see too, right? Like, I think I kind of mentioned that too when we were talking about the programs earlier, but
Hmm.
that's something that really is amazing to me, that it connects us with so many perspectives and so many people too.
Hmm.
And it's so easy to now share our faith because as long as you have a cell phone and internet connection, that's something you can do, right? Have you ever also maybe caught yourself in moments, Danielle, when you were watching a show and it all of a sudden inspired you in a way that you wouldn't have expected?
I feel like honestly, I get inspired very easily. If truthfully, the motivation might be the place where I struggle with a little bit, but I get inspired with a lot of things very easily, and especially with a lot of our programs, because like I mentioned earlier, you get reminded of our like our faith, what our doctrines and what we believe in, and that already in itself is very inspiring, right? To be able to come back and realize, oh yes, this is, I'm gonna be okay. This is our belief. This is what God promised to us. Even as simple as that, but also being able to see how other brethren are able to persevere through different things, like for example with the fires, right? I think what I saw most recently posted, I think on INC Media, about the fires was about a sister who, this like they were evacuate or she was evacuating with her family, and she grabbed her toga bag because it was the day of worship, and that's so inspiring, right? Like despite all the chaos that's going around, what we think about first, obviously, is our duties,
Mhm.
and that is really inspiring. That is something that, when I read those kinds of stories, it just makes me feel so safe in our faith,
Yeah.
say, like that we have that promise from God that he will keep us safe,
Mhm.
and that he will guide us, and that no matter what it is that will happen, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember that feature too. I think that was
Yes.
on the recent Hawaii feature
Hmm.
too. And there's even been special coverages for Ling Ups for like Care for Humanity events as well that have really inspired me too. I'm regretting that I'm blanking out on the name of one of them, but there was a special feature that was in the Philippines, and it actually showed some young children in their day to day. They actually had to carry coal. That was one of their, day-to-day tasks. But then, the ling up that was held there provided so much to them. It provided different backpacks, sandals, just different essential items. And it really shows how much the church really cares. And I'm getting the title for that special coverage from Arclea Tech. It's called Ling Up Stories. And hopefully I pronounce this correct. Magabata sa Wulingan.
Good
Okay, hopefully. I'm
job.
sorry if my
Wow.
pronunciation's not the best, but if you look up Ling Up Stories, the Magabata sa Ulingan, yeah, it's a really, really amazing feature. And, it's one that was, beautifully produced, like from a
Mhm.
media standpoint, but then, of course, it really just showed the care of the Church of Christ to help others. And
Mhm.
so, again, if you have favorite programs or favorite episodes of the Church of Christ, go ahead and share with us in the live chat. Um, we actually have a couple of answers that are coming in. Um, from our sister Shindy Pogba. She says that her favorite program is Blueprint. That's a great one
Blueprint is
too.
really nice.
Yes. Love Blueprint.
I love being able to see different chapels. When I
Mhm.
travel, that's actually one of the things that I try to do, is I will make sure to look for a place that has like a physical house of worship, just because I like to be able to see the different buildings that the church has, right? I have like a whole um, gallery of the different houses of worship that I've been to, and it's something that I really enjoy looking at, because it's so beautiful being
Mhm.
able to see your home away from home, right?
Yeah.
So no matter where, like even when I go to LA, when I went to the Philippines, anywhere, it's just so beautiful to see those chapels. So Blueprint just makes it so much more easy to be able to, kind of look forward to the other chapels that I have not yet seen, but it hopefully I will get to see.
Totally. And there's like details and things like that I wouldn't know, like the type of columns that exist in front of
Hmm.
the chapels. They all have like names to it as well. You'll learn that if you watch episodes of Blueprint. So it's really a lot to really check out. And, we actually have a good amount of comments that are coming in. Let's go ahead and see some of them that are here. Oh, from Sister Yanessa, she mentions, I still love tuning into INC Radio Little Lambs. It's nice to see how much the kids we first met years ago have grown. And shout out to Sister Yanessa, was one of the hosts on Little Lambs on INC Radio. We have from Brother Jordan, CEBSI programs help us to get a glimpse of the brethren's lives/stories from different parts of the world. Very inspiring. Let's see. Oh, and Brother Jordan also shares INC Media watch parties are great for us to collectively get to know other brethren's stories. Let's see what other comments we have. From our brother Alex Lorito, he says, happy watching to all the brethren around the world. Greetings from Burlingame, Bay Area, California. And Danielle, there's something else that we wanted to try for radio today because since this is a CEBSI feature, there
Mhm.
is someone who is a part of CEBSI, a part of multimedia in the church, that we wanted to go ahead and have answer our next question. And so,
Yes.
our next question, because multimedia is such a part that has to support CEBSI. I believe we're under
Mhm.
CEBSI, and our experience is really part of. Um, what matters to us and how we perform our duties. So we did want to ask our Clea Tech today. Clea Tech, if you could go ahead and grab your microphone and also answer this question. When it comes to your experience on INC radio or in multimedia, what has that been like for you?
Hello po.
I'm laughing because he had to switch to his camera view, but give it up for our brother Ken, one of our lead editors.
Hello po.
Yay.
I'm Brother Kenneth Ralar from local congregation of Concord po. My experience is I've been able to like being help in the church, like when doing edits and stuff. Mostly like from the news and like from last year from the anniversary, the 55th anniversary from INCRadio or the CEBSI. I've been able to help out the Kwentong Radio as a photographer of one of the anniversary.
Aw. Ken, how do you feel when you're editing? And then I have
It's
another
it's,
question
it's so
too.
hard doing like back and forth camera.
He's still teching for us while answering an interview. See, Ken is the
Multitasking. He can do it all.
yeah. He has lots of hats that he fills, and including how else do you also feel when you fly the drone for our district activities?
Oh, flying a drone. It's kind of hard at first, but thank you, brother Vince, in local congregation of Concord to I mean Antioch, from teaching me to fly a drone the first time. But it's been a while because flying a drone is really fun, and like you see all the establishment of like all the like what's like in the church, like the chapel itself, like you can showcase when you do the edits, and like you can show it to the other brethren or around like not particularly in brethren but non-INC people who are like curious like what is in the like how's the chapel looks like.
Yeah. And, Ken, I have one more question for you. And thank you, for sharing. I know we kind of put you on the spot today, but we had to because of how much you do for the multimedia. What is your favorite part of multimedia?
um Being part of multimedia is really fun, um like covering like doing this and like taking all the stories to all the brethren, like what they want to see and we want to share to the world. That's it.
Oh, that's a great answer. Man, we got to do this again. Give it up one
Mhm.
more time. If we can see some
Help us
claps
to
in the chat
convince
too.
help us to convince Brother Kenneth to actually come up here with us next time.
Yes, next time we
Hmm.
got this.
Put it
Man,
in the comments too. Brother Kenneth,
yes.
become a panelist.
Let's see. I want to see if there's any chanting for Brother Ken in the chat. I hope
I think I
so. Like,
saw one, Brother Zach. Kenny.
ooh, awesome.
Also, yeah, there's a lot that's cheering for you,
All
Brother Kenneth.
right. Oh, there is. Oh man, Sister Joy, Brother Nathan, Sister Yanessa. Everyone's giving it up for Ken. Awesome.
Hmm.
See, we need him as a full-time panelist one of these
See,
days.
Kajas even says,
Yeah.
"Guapo kayo ang atong igsuon, Brother Kenneth." I'm not sure what that means, but oh, that's Visaya. Oh, I see. Sorry,
Oh.
I only know Tagalog.
Man, so good. And this is fun. And thank you to, Danielle for, being on air. And the last question before we get to a couple of promos and wrap up for today is, going back to our topic, why do you feel it's important to share your story?
This is a great question, honestly, and I think that it's important to share your story because it is also someone else's story. It's something that you can relate to. And when you're able to relate with someone, even if that person is across the globe from you, but knowing that that person experienced something similar or is going through something that you're currently going through, or is able to share something that you may have not even thought about doing, or thought about being like experiencing yourself, I think it helps broaden your perspective, the way you view things. I think it helps you feel like you're not alone, right?
Mhm.
And as members of the Church of Christ, we know that we're never alone anyways, but it's always good to know that, oh, a brother or a sister knows how it is that I feel. And
Mhm.
even though we can't personally talk to them about it, like that brother or sister is sharing their story, or his or her story with us, and and we're able to learn from that
Mhm.
story and be able to apply it to our own lives. And
Yeah.
I love stories. I love reading. I love being able to talk to other people and get to know other people. It's one of my favorite things, is just being able to know someone, understand a person, and vice versa, right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely. And I love this topic that we're talking
mhm,
about because it really has me thinking about how much amazing content that the church puts out there and, also the purpose of this, right? And, I love that you mentioned like being able to understand others, Danielle. And thinking about this, and even before when we were preparing for this, I was thinking about how much fun it is to interview brethren
yes, I think,
when we're
yeah.
performing. And, of course, on INC radio, but also at activities, whether it's like a district or a local activity when we have to ask for interviews. I know it feels kind of scary at times, but, the stories that we're able to share, who knows who it'll reach next, right?
Mhm.
And who knows how it'll feel like something relatable, it'll feel like something inspiring. So, if you have an inspiring story, don't be afraid to share it, because it can really reach, it can really impact
You
others.
never know who it's going to touch,
Yeah,
who it's going to help, right?
totally.
I think that's what's really special about our programs, is like
Hmm.
you said, that it's very intentional. It's kind of meant to bring us closer to one another,
Yeah,
right? And to inspire us, to motivate us.
totally.
So I
Yeah,
think share your story, right? Be able to
yeah,
talk about it, especially with brethren. I know
totally.
sometimes it is scary to kind of open up sometimes, but you're not alone, right?
Yeah.
You're not alone. Someone's going to understand, and someone's going to be able to really help
Hmm.
bring that out of you. And
Yeah.
it can help you also grow closer to God, and
Hmm.
continue to inspire your faith, and just continue to perform our duties.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree. And you never know, maybe someone who's viewing is going through the same exact thing that you've gone through
mhm.
and will be like, you know what, that person went through it. I can get through it too. You never know who it'll reach. So we do have, I think we're going to be announcing the winners soon. But before we get to the winners of the Creative Christian Planners, if our Clea Tech could go ahead and queue up the different promos that we have for today. So this weekend, tomorrow, we hope everyone will be there for our graphic design seminar. This will be in Burlingame Function Hall at 2 o'clock p.m. If you're interested in learning how to make your own promotional materials for activities, we hope to see you there. And then we have another activity as well, our campus tour at UC Berkeley. This will be by the CBI. This is March 2, 2025 at 3 o'clock p.m. And so the meeting place will be at Lower Sproul Parking Garage in Berkeley. And lastly, we have our CWS planting activity. So this is going to be in each local congregation. We hope that the CWS are ready to learn some planting. And lastly, if we could go ahead and share our upcoming different district activities throughout the month of March. So there's a lot to look forward to. We also have Kadiwa painting coming up. We have a bookload small business webinar, as well as a scan safety drill that we'll be holding at the end of the month. All right. So Clea Tech, are our winners of the planners now ready? I believe they are ready. So we're going to go ahead and be announcing our winners. Our first winner up, can I get a drum roll, please? Kind of hard to drum roll on the drum roll on my tech. All right. Is our sister Joy Pasquale. Woo! Oh, thank you, Sister Joy, for her comment that says, love watching and listening to INC Radio, Faith and Melody. And our second winner for today is going to be, one more drum roll, Brother Darwin Lee, who says, one of my favorite programs is the INC Giving Show because it's so inspiring to see brethren help the community in different ways. So, yay, congratulations to our sister Joy and our brother Darwin for winning your Creative Christian Planner. All right, and so we're going to go ahead and be wrapping it up actually because we're going to be, we have a little more time, Clear Tech? We have 5 more minutes? Okay, we're going to be talking for just 5 more minutes.
I love it. Wow. Okay. I was going to say, it felt like this broadcast was a lot faster than
It
normal,
was quick.
but
It was
here we
quick.
have 5 more minutes.
Do you have any shout outs or greetings, Danielle, that you would like to make?
Like
before we wrap
always,
up?
I would really like to shout out the locale of San Pablo, to all of the officers, to our resident minister Kajes and his family, to my mom. I know I definitely saw her comment earlier. Hi, mom. And then I would also like to shout out, of course, the CWS teachers in our district. One of that being Sister Sophia.
Oh,
Shout out
thank
to
you.
you. Thank you for being such a great host. Honestly,
Oh,
I
Danielle,
think
thank you.
I would like to take some time to really
Oh,
appreciate
no.
Sister Sophia. She does so much for INC Media and all of the different
Oh,
departments. So
I'm blushing. I'm like, cut the camera. Let's cut the camera. Just kidding.
if we had to put Ken on the spotlight, we got to put you on the spotlight
Oh,
too.
yeah, that's true.
She
Well,
she really does so much for our district, and I appreciate you.
oh,
So many of the other brethren appreciate you.
yeah,
You know,
thank you, Danielle.
we love
My
you.
God, love you guys too. It's never a solo effort, though. That's the thing, because we have so many amazing, inspiring
Mhm.
officers, all throughout Bay Area, and even the ones I learned and performed alongside in Silicon Valley when we were still one district in Northwest. Media is always a learning experience,
Mhm.
but you learn so much through the officers that you perform alongside. So it's always inspiring to be able to have those moments where you can
Mhm.
perform and just really grow in your faith and your duties. And like our topic is sharing your story.
Mhm.
And thanks, Danielle.
Of
Appreciate it.
course, yeah.
Yeah, my shout out also goes to the crew who helped us out tonight and who's always helping us out within INC Radio. It's really a blessing that we're able to have these weekly broadcasts.
And I'm
And
really happy that
yeah,
we're also growing, right?
yeah,
It's such a blessing to be
totally.
able to have more people join us here.
Totally. Yeah, it is. Like, so we put Clea Tech or Clea Kenny Tech. Clea
What a
Tech
great
Ken on
name.
the thing. But we also have Brother Maya who's here, as well as Brother Ben. Can we get a tech camera view? Oh, they might be avoiding the camera. They want to stay behind the
they're a little
scenes.
camera
But
shy, I guess.
but
It's okay.
shout out to our brother Ben though, who's also helping us now as one of our tech and who's on the camera today. So thank you so much everyone for really helping us out. And yeah, thank you all for being part of radio. And we have just a couple more minutes. Let me see. Maybe we have a few more shout outs that we can get to
Yeah.
too, Danielle. Let's see before we fully wrap on up.
And shout out to our weekly viewers, right?
Yeah.
Thank you
mhm.
for always tuning in. We appreciate you all so much.
Yeah, seriously. And like yeah, some of our usual oh, okay, I want to read a couple comments. These are really great comments that
Aw.
are coming in.
Sounds like you're tearing up.
A little bit, yeah. From Brother Lovell Diaz, who said, the establishment of the district multimedia is one of the best things that ever happened to CEBSI. And he said, happy 56th anniversary to the entire CEBSI family. And then from Sister Yanessa, she shared, your story is someone else's story.
Yes.
And yeah, a lot of really great comments. And like we mentioned, we have one all the way who's watching from the Philippines right now. Brother Bien Carlo Castro, he says, hello po, Brother Robert Messina and family of Milpitas SBC. Greetings from Katiawin, Pampanga East. All the
Oh,
way from Pampanga.
wow.
Wow. So we have a lot of a lot of comments, and it's nice to see. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap on up for our broadcast today. We'll go ahead and quickly share our thank yous. Again, thank you so much to our live viewers, our Clea techs who helped us out today, Thank you also to our Bay Area District staff, our CFO Overseer, Brother Alex Laredo, and also happy belated birthday to Brother Alex, who
Happy belated
I believe
birthday,
celebrated
po.
his birthday on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So happy birthday, Polka Alex. And we also like to say, our clear texts are saying happy birthday to happy birthday. I almost said happy birthday. So thank you so much as well to our Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Ray Del Rosario, as well as to our District Supervising Minister, Brother Jojo Bayani. Thank you also to those who help us with an INC Radio, so our CLIA Tech for today, as well as to our executive producer, Brother Manley and Daya. And thank you also so much to the church administration, our CEBSI CEO and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Manalo, as well as our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for all that you do for INC Radio and for the Church of Christ. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
Thank
good night, and
you.
we'll
Have a
see you
good
soon.
night.
Bye.